Hey everyone, welcome to Millennium Computer's online 5-minute tutorial series. Today's course is going to answer the question, how do I copy between development series? Now this course is going to relate specifically to fast budget and forecasting, and this is one of those questions that we get asked pretty often, so we thought we'd make a quick and easy tutorial to show you how. And when we're talking about a series, we're talking about the individual buckets of data that you've created using the Manage Development Series page. Keep in mind, these series can relate to budget development, in-year forecasting, and also to multi-year planning. We've covered how to use this page in a lot of detail in the dedicated training videos. What I want to show you now is how, once you've created new buckets or new series, how might we take data from an existing series and copy it to a new one. Well, first you want to decide which series you want to copy from and which series you want to copy to. Once you've decided, we're going to actually select the Copy tab on the same page. Tab 1, called Manage, is where we create and manage all of the different series or buckets that you're going to use throughout the year. Tab 2 provides us the opportunity to copy information in those series easily from one to another. Let's select the Copy button. Now on the Copy tab, it's a pretty easy form. Let me show you how it works. First and foremost, you have to choose which series to copy from. Now this drop-down is going to contain a comprehensive list of all the series in your institution. This could be a lot of data. I'm looking specifically for this one, Fiscal Year 17, Draft 1. In my iterative budget development process, this was the first draft of my planning for fiscal year 2017. Let's go ahead and choose that. The next step is to choose which series to copy to. Now typically what you do here is create a new bucket, either in the same fiscal year or possibly even in the next fiscal year, that we want to now copy everything from Series 1 and dump it into Series 2 as a sort of starting point to work with. So let's choose a series from this dropdown. There are a few options you need to select before we actually copy that series. Let me walk you through those options. The first is, do we want to create or preserve the user and date stamp info? Now the options are preserve existing user date stamp information, and that would be if you want to keep the original user, even if it wasn't you, and the original date stamp on the new data series. The more common approach would be to create new user and date stamp information based on your user ID. The next option is to remove flags from approved and submitted data. This would allow the data to become editable again. Let me show you the detailed data entry page to remind you what we're talking about here. On my detailed development entry page, you'll notice that most of these line items are not only grayed out, they're also locked from editing. I do have a handful of line items that can be edited that are currently in a status of pending. But if anything has been approved, they're not going to be editable. Let's go back to the Copy tab. If we select Allow this data to be editable again, it's going to remove all of those approved and submitted flags. The next option is to create detail or summary records. These are very distinct options. One is to copy detailed records, in other words, every single line item as it has been entered in the previous series. The second option would be to group by coding and sum the amounts. This is going to render way fewer line items, but if you want the detail, you need to be sure to select option 1. The last option is to remove all previous data from the series. Now, if I select Delete Existing Data, if there is any current data already entered into my fiscal year budget 2, it's going to be deleted and overwritten with all the data from my draft 1. Leaving this unchecked would allow me to have already started my budget 2, and now I can simply build on it or to it by copying all the data over from draft 1 without interrupting the data I've already included. Once you've made your selections from each of these options, click Copy Series. Now, depending on how many line items we're working with, this could take a few seconds or it could take a few minutes. In this case, you'll notice I've successfully copied just about 9,000 rows. My options now would be to either copy another series or go back to my Manage tab. Or if I'm done, I can actually move on to the next phase of budget development and work with my Phase 2 development budget. I hope this was a helpful introduction to how to copy development series in fast budget and forecasting.